really cute. A little razzle dazzle to meet my alter ego. Hi everyone, I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I am so excited, as always, to be doing this video because a couple weeks ago we started this whole thing where I thrifted this jumper, and it's a corduroy jumper with a white stripe down the side. You're watching it here, and I gave you guys 3 choices of what to do with it. The good majority of you guys chose 2, so that's what I did. But then when I did 2, a lot of people were like, you should still do 3. I don't know how to please you people. No, I'm just kidding. I thought to myself, hey, we could redo 3. And some of you guys did suggest this, either do it in denim or leather. And I'm like, that's an amazing idea. Specifically because I have been wanting to do something like this Prada bralette for a long time. And there's a ton of other bralettes out there. I've been wanting to do something like those. So I thought that this was a perfect opportunity. So we're going to duplicate what we had with the jumper, and then we're going to turn it into a bralette and style it amazingly in a bunch of ways, both for those of you guys who like to be modest and for those of you guys that like to hang it all out. I hope you guys are ready to meet my alter ego. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start off with this pair of jeans. It's so funny because this is a pair of jeans. I don't know if you remember those like riding pants. They were yellow. I tried to make them out of denim, so you can see I added this little panel here on the side. Did not like how it turned out, so it did not make a video, but these definitely can be remade. So I have my pieces from the jumper video. In order to make this cup, we're gonna need to mark out further on each side. Honestly, it may be further than this, but I know that with my chest, I didn't even need as much of a cup as there was. So I think I'll be all right. So I'm gonna gently angle that up into the point of the dart. And then from there on, I'm gonna mark it so that there's just seam allowance. This bottom just needs to be serged. We'll mark pretty close to that end. We're gonna need 2 of these pieces. So I'm gonna cut this side, flip it over to make sure that they're both exactly the same. And you wanna lay that good side to good side. And you wanna try to keep the grain on them similar. So I'm gonna mark where the original dart was. All right, let's cut our straps. All right, let me give you the measurements for all the pieces. We have 4 strips that are 2.5 by 27 inches long. If you're bigger or smaller than me, you can make your adjustments accordingly. And then this piece at the bottom, 10 inches wide, and it gradually goes to a curve. I'll tell you at the dart, it is 8 inches wide. Here, 5 inches wide, all the way up to the top, which is 2.5 inches wide. All right, so I also cut out a lining for each one of the bra pieces out of an old man's dress shirt. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to make these fit. Either putting it on you on a dress form, or you can lay out one of your bras that has a cup and fit it to the bra, especially if you plan on trying to wear a bra underneath this. But if you are just going to wear it as like purely a bra top, then the best thing to do would be to fit it to, you know, this is how it'll go. But I don't want to transfer pins, so I am going to do it on the other side. As you guys may well know, one of your breasts is typically always bigger than the other one. I'm going to do it on this side in particular, and I'm also going to do it inside out so that I don't have to transfer the pins. So I have it where point where I marked is in the middle, and I'm going to lay it here. I don't have on a bra. I want to make sure of that because it's, you know, needs to be fitted to my actual body. So we're going to add these, see how far it should go. I think I want to take it all the way up to here. I think that's going to be what's right for me. All right, we're going to transfer our dart to the other side. And so what I'm going to end up doing is taking this curve, so it's really close to the edge along here, and then it goes out towards this pan. Of course, if you have a bigger bust, this curve will be bigger. Mine is very shallow. And you can do it with a basting stitch if you're scared you're gonna have to take it out. All right, so I wanted to show you, I ended up doing it twice. I did it the first time. The way I had this one, this part, the dart is a lot shorter. And it didn't really look right, so the original dart went all the way up to here, so I took out the seam and made it all the way up to there, and it looks a lot better, So I'm going to copy it over here, and then we're going to do the lining the exact same way. All right, so you want to make sure that your lining, you're sewing it on the wrong side of the fabric, both of these on the wrong side of the fabric. Test them out one last time, and after you do that, you can go ahead and cut up the center of the dart and iron it flat, so it gives it a seamless appearance from the front. I'm just gonna fold this one to one side. The next thing we're going to do is take 2 of our strips and we're gonna sew it good side to good side. So one is gonna be sewn to the lining and one is gonna be sewn to the outer layer. Going to sew this seam flat so that that strap just goes seamlessly over my shoulder. Then I'm gonna lay them good side to good side so that my folds line up. I like to start there, go down, and then come back to this position and start again. We're gonna go all the way to the end of here. We're not going to sew this end closed, but we are going to sew this end closed. All right, now we will cut the corners off. The reason I'm doing this is because when I fold it inside out, I want it to be as sharp as possible on that corner. You can also take and make a top stitch, not all the way up because of course you can't, but just as much as your sewing machine will allow you to, and make a top stitch so that this part doesn't try to roll over to the front. And of course, if you don't mind the seam on the outside, you can do a top stitch all along the outside, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Definitely hit that subscribe button down below, please, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. We are doing some amazing upcycles, both like no sew. We have some scissors only upcycles here, yes, with t-shirts. Those are absolutely amazing, and all the way up to just like the craziest, most epic things that you can duplicate or just watch for entertainment, whatever you want to do. And we also have a series of basic sewing and upcycling skills, so definitely hit that subscribe button and let's get back to the video. All right, so we have our pieces finished, so I am just going to drape it over me just like we did in that last video. We have those same pieces duplicated. I just put them over me like this so that the cup is right underneath my chest. In the back, I cross them over, one on top of the other. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you like. And then they're going to be attached to the front. You can pleat yours if you want to. You can make it You can make it straight, but however you want to do it, you want to begin to pin so that it looks the way you want it to look. And then overlap it in the front like that. And then in order to cup yourself, it's gonna have to be, this part of it has to be further down than these two sides, right? So that you get a nice cup where you need it. Okay, so let's take the shirt off and see how it looks just as a bra top and evaluate it that way before I make it and then don't like it. Oh, and just so you guys know, when you take it off, the way you don't get it confused is I always take one side and then I always find the front of the other side. And that's how I know how to put it on. The back crosses, the fronts go front. Originally with the other ones I said snaps in the middle, but I think I'll have it overlap with buttons. So that's how it looks right now. I still feel really loose in this. I think that if there were some type of strap that pulled this part to the back, like straight to the back right here and anchored right here versus anchoring up there, there's so much room for slippage. And that's not what I want. I think that having a strap there will help me to feel more secure. All right, so this is the extra little strap. I did it just like the other ones. It was 2.5 inches. I think the length is about 19 inches. Hopefully that's enough. I left one end open so that, well, for one thing, so I can turn it right side out, and two, so I can judge exactly how long it needs to be and then turn it in accordingly, and then I'll sew it down. All right, so I have the top on and I pinned it on this side, and the side that's not done, I'm going to like kind of pull and stretch. Pull this part back and pin that one. This way it will fit tight as a bra. I'm gonna use snaps. So, it'll fit tight as just a bra top, or whenever I want it to fit tight. Feel way more secure. And then if I don't want the little strap in the back, which I think is really cute, if I don't want the strap, then I'll just snap it off. This is how long the strap needs to be. After I pulled the pin out, it needs to go to right there. So that's how long I'm going to make it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off like a ½ inch further than that so I can tuck it in and sew it down. I can go ahead and unpin this because I know I want it from this edge where the back of the bra hits to that edge where the back of the bra hits, so I can take it off. And I think I would like to add a little razzle dazzle to it. I printed out my saying, and I think I would like to put it on the back. I think that would be cool. So I need to figure out the middle. Okay. All right, so that's where it needs to be. All right, now we have an addition to the sewing room, and it is that is a 15 by 15 heat press machine by Vivor. I am super excited to have it, so I am going to turn it on, get it geared up and heated up, and see how it presses this heat transfer to this strap. I'm so excited. I've done one thing on it so far. This is only the second time, so let's do it. And if you are interested in this baby, I definitely will put a link to it in the description box below. So fresh and so clean. Now I'm just gonna tuck this in and sew it on the end. And while we're talking about that, so what I'm gonna do is mark on the inside where it should go, from there, and then on the outside I'll mark at the top. So I'll know to put it there to there, and that's the mark. So that means I can go ahead and take loose the seam with the seam ripper. Okay, so we're gonna take that loose. And now I'm gonna move the pin so that it's right on the edge. I'm just trying to minimize messing this up, because if I completely take these pins out and then I pin the wrong side to the wrong side, I'm gonna be mad. All right, so now I can go ahead and cut the excess carefully. Now I can slip it in carefully. Okay, it's lined up there, pin it back together. Okay, lined up there, pin it back. All right, that one is ready. So once I do both the sides, I'm gonna go through and add a top stitch the whole strap. I just added it to the strap and I stopped at the lining where the lining starts, so it's just on the straps. But I have the snap on. It looks so good in the back. I wanted to try the snaps first before I talk about them, and I'm glad I did, because I forgot that I hate these snaps. And I'm gonna give you guys a tip if you're having trouble with your snaps. And I'm just gonna mark where I want my snaps, add the snaps there, just to make sure that that's actually where I want them. Fold that over and add marks to the inside. What I want to say about these snaps, they have 4 pieces. This is the top layer snap. It's the part with the flat, and then there's a piece that goes on top of that, and then there's the other side that has this piece and this piece that goes on top like that. The problem I'm having is that the little tool that it comes with, it has this little nib on the end. It's not deep enough to really flay and turn under the male portion. It's supposed to turn under and hold the snap secure. So for this snap, what you'll find is then they they're not super tight. Like this could be much tighter. And you know, I didn't add interfacing in the middle of that, and I'm just scared that the denim and everything under there is gonna start to fray, and then that snap is just gonna, you know, dislodge and come loose. So what I've done, I snipped it just the hair on the end so that it'll help it just flay. You could use 10 snips, or this is, you know, just like some type of metal snip. Just snip 2 sides, barely. Almost, it's not even a snip, it's like a crimp. It just helps it to say, oh, we're supposed to fold over. So there we go. All right, so I have my marks. I'm gonna fold that, make a fold. Make a snip there. All right, so we need 2 of these. They go into the top. All right, so this little piece has 2 sides. One is dipped in and one has like a little ridge. So for this one, you want the dipped in side. And put this button, the exterior of the button, into the dipped in side. And take this piece and put it on top. Insert the nib into the end and then hit it with a hammer. You can see it is split, but now it's nice and tight. We want to lay this down and mark again. We want to push those through the underside, and then this piece goes on the outside. This time you're going to use the set in side, and it keeps this from moving around. So it sets right in there. Put the tool in and hammer it out. All right, there we go. Yay, we did it. All right, so we did it, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. So let's do it.
You have to be your biggest fan, and when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to don't know who you're gonna be.
All right, yes, that is my alter ego. But I hope you guys can appreciate the versatility of this piece, both with the strap in the back and without the strap. I think I'm gonna make another little piece in the middle so that I can wear it over a blazer. And so that it'll be a little bit looser to wear over like larger pieces. Having it over this yellow blazer right here would be absolutely amazing. I have it styled underneath, but having it over would just be, I tried it on over, it just needed that little piece, and I don't have time to make it right now, but I'm definitely going to make it, and that's about all I have left of those jeans, is just tiny scraps. But wearing it with this yellow, like pale yellow top that I upcycled, it is on blueprintsignature.com. If you guys didn't know, I have my own brand. I sell clothes, and this is one of the things I sell, and we do have plus size, so you don't ever have to question whether I have plus size. Also, I knew you guys were gonna be like, well, because the jumper was a set, the idea was a set, what does it look like as a Texas tuxedo? So I put it on with the embroidered jeans that I made not too long ago. Of course, there's a tutorial for it. I'll put it in the description box below. Then also for the ladies who are gonna say, what about what my mom calls her Uchi? If you want to cover your belly, then you can definitely put like something peplum down below underneath. Of course, it can cover up top and down below, or just down below like this right here. This top, I style it. This is an amazing styling top. Definitely let me know which one is you guys' favorites in the comments below, and if you're thinking about doing something like this, definitely you could do it like mine, or you can do it even more simple with just the straps going just straight back like the Prada one. But let me know if you're interested in doing it and what material you're gonna make yours out of. And as always, I have a ton of other inspiration and tutorials for you right here, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.